CBD is a game changer sweeping the nation. This hemp extract is the natural way to elevate your mood, eliminate aches and pains, reduce anxiety, and keep you sleeping all night long. It can even cut your workout recovery time in half. Get in the game today with 20% off all orders of CBD and lavender products from Lavender Lane, a lavender farm located right here in Milan, Michigan. Just go to lavenderlanemi.com today and enter coupon code Detroit for 20% off your entire order. Guys, look, these amazing products are infused with calming lavender to maximize their effectiveness, meaning your CBD items only take minutes to take effect, which is way quicker than those pills you were about to swallow. On top of it, they are perfect for men and women. Lavender Lane has lab-tested CBD creams, tinctures, and roll-ons that are perfect for any situation, even if you're on the go. Put your health back in your hands by heading over to lavenderlanemi.com and entering coupon code Detroit for 20% off your entire order of CBD and lavender products. What do you have to lose? Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. So if you need lavender gifts for your loved ones or just looking for the natural way to ease your discomfort with CBD, go to lavenderlanemi.com and use coupon code Detroit to unlock these miraculous benefits of CBD and lavender. That's lavenderlanemi.com. And remember, use coupon code DETROIT for 20% off your CBD and lavender products from Michigan's own Lavender Lane.
Welcome back, Top Shelf. God, we are so close. I can smell the fresh ice.
I can smell it.
Preseason
There it
going
is.
along. It's so good to see hockey back on TV. I know it's preseason. I know there's a lot of things going on, and it's hard to temper your enthusiasm because it is preseason. Teams aren't playing with their full roster. I mean, Larkin didn't even play until the last game finally. But the Wings are 2-1-2. I've seen some good things. Some players that are playing well. It's just good to see. Anthony Ciu looks like he's going to have a great year. Again, temper what you see in the preseason, but you're seeing it, and that's good. There's good things. I mean, like I said, Detroit's 2-1-2. They've played some good games. They had a great win against Chicago to start everything. Lost a tough one the night after, but I mean, they've only lost one game out of 5. I'll take that.
Yeah, it's hard to take the preseason standings or because you're doing with so much stuff. You're dealing,
right.
You're giving guys that aren't going to have a lot of playing time to see where they're at, things like that. But the things that I've seen now, I've only got to watch one game, and that was Sunday's game against Pittsburgh.
Yes, good game.
I've been out of town. And haven't had an opportunity to see the channels that I wanted. But the thing that I saw was I liked the cohesiveness between the front end and the back end. I feel like that's kind of something that was missing last year. It was almost like
huge.
Like the offense would be retreating while the defense was attacking. Not that bad.
Left hand not knowing what the right hand's doing.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
I liked what I saw, and I really liked the overtime play. That one timer across the ice was beautiful.
I'll tell you what. As far as preseason goes, that's about as exciting as you're going to get in the preseason, especially against Pittsburgh. We all hate Schittsburg.
Yeah.
Cindy Crosby, of course, he didn't play. She didn't play. But, yeah, you're right. That overtime game winner, that's a long pass with a blistering one-timer.
Yeah.
I mean, you see shots like that, and I've said his name a few times. Mantha has just got a cannon for a shot when when he's able to wind up, and he's leading the team. He's got 2 goals. I got it pulled up right here. You're seeing goals. Anthony Mantha's leading the team. He's got 2. Rasmussen is also tied with him at 2 goals. Madison Bowie's got a goal, but he's got 5. Yeah, he's got 5 points. Or I'm sorry, he's got 4 points, but he's got a plus-minus of 5. Taro Hirose is going to screw around and make this team. There's some exciting things. Bertuzzi's got a goal. It's good to see Evgeny Svechnikov with a goal. He had that horrible injury and missed a lot of last year. Anthony Ciu's got a goal. Ford, Glendening, Hronik. I love this name. It's Matt Pumple, but we're just going to call him Matt Pumple Spice.
Pumple Spice.
Because it's almost Halloween.
Absolutely.
You're getting goals out of some young kids. In what I said, a few weeks back, the important thing out of this preseason is to see how these kids play. And I definitely want to talk about cider.
I love apple cider.
Who doesn't? Especially this time of year. Hot cider with a little bit of rum in it. This kid does not play like a rookie. A few weeks back, when I was saying what I want to see in the preseason and who I want to be watching, of course you want to see how your number 1 draft pick plays. His decisions in his own end, the moves that he's made to not just panic and get the puck out of the zone, the patience he has shown to make that extra play, to give the breaking out forwards that extra step to make that pass without turning the puck over, right, Eriksson? I can't say enough about how impressive it's been to watch. Sure, he's made one or two mistakes here and there.
He's a rookie.
He does not handle the puck like a 19-year-old kid.
No, he doesn't.
Who's just got drafted a few months ago. This kid looks good.
They've said it. Hockey IQ. This kid has it. That's why Yzerman was so keen on him.
It shows.
And it does show. And that's what I was referring to when I was talking about the left hand and the right hand thing.
Right.
This kid, when the defensemen overall, not just him, but the defensemen overall look like they know what's supposed to be happening. We would watch the games last year, and it'd be 3-2 with 40 seconds left, and you're like, why are they over at the bench getting a Slurpee? I'm confused. They're in position.
The horrible line changes, the timing, just like you said, they just did not look organized last year.
They didn't.
Just little brain farts that would cost that open pass or that turnover or just not being able to clear the zone, right, Eriksson? Out of to lead to the costly turnover that would cost the game, tie it up or lose it in overtime. 3-on-3 hockey is so much fun to watch. It's I know that was a tough loss yesterday, but they're 3-on-3 is they didn't have their speed demons out there either.
It's a good time to watch hockey. I mean, 3-on-3 is so much fun.
It really is, and I love the fact that they changed it to that format. It would almost be nice to see it go an extra couple minutes if needed, but you might eliminate a lot of the shootouts, which I still, to this day, I hate the shootouts. Extend the 3-on-3 and get rid of the shootouts. It ran its course. It's a gimmick, and I'm over it. But thankfully, these days you don't see too much of it. But overall, the preseason, I'm excited. I do stress enough, you can't get too overly excited about the preseason. But what I've seen in some of these players like Bowie and Hiroshi, they're making good plays, and they look like damn good hockey players. And I just hope this transfers over, and some of these kids get a shot in the regular season.
Why do you have him around if you're not going to give him a shot? Especially when you're a team that was that far out last year.
Here's the thing, and I know that you've been watching a lot of Tampa the past few years because that's where we live, but Detroit is historically known for keeping their younger kids down in the minors for way too long.
Right.
It's like when you leave a Thanksgiving turkey in the oven for a couple hours too long, you get what happened at the end of Christmas vacation. It's old and dried up, and it's run its course, and they just don't catch on. You get again, this is just my opinion, but you take these young kids that are this good. If they're getting drafted in the NHL in the top 3 rounds, they're good hockey players. They need to play against better players. That's going to make them better. Playing against in the minors with 17, 18-year-old kids or that their skill level is not as high as theirs is, because this Sider, his skill level is high. If he's not playing against guys that are better, he's not going to get better. And that's been the big knock with Ken Holland and the past few years is not giving the young kids enough chance.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why it was such a shock when Larkin made the team and didn't play in the minors. He went to the NHL, the Wings right away. That hasn't happened in I think since Yzerman. It's been a long time since that's happened. So hopefully that's a change in mentality with Yzerman, and it looks like it may be, but it's going to be interesting to see. Right now they're playing the Penguins. When you guys get this, the game will be over, but they're losing 1-0 right now to the Penguins. But after that, they've only got 3 games left, and we start the regular season next week.
So now that we've talked about the team a little bit, let's talk about a couple of things that have happened that involve the team.
Yes.
The Detroit Red Wings are not going to have a captain this year.
I hate it. I don't understand it. I know that, to me, it seems like it's not. I know Yzerman's come out and said they want more time for him to get to know the team. That's your coach's job.
That's your team's job.
Your job is to put the team together. The coach's job is to coach, and to be I think Vegas has never had a captain, but let's face it, they're only 2 years old. They're still babies. That doesn't count. The Wings are going to go a whole season again. I still don't think it's going to last a whole season. There's no reason for this team not to have a captain. It should be Larkin. It's a foregone conclusion. Unless there's something else that we don't know about or haven't heard about or it's not being reported about, there's no reason for them to not have a captain in place. You want to mess around with your alternates and figure out who's deserving of that, that's fine. And it may be minor in the grand scheme of things. I just think it's weird and it's just not right. You should have a captain going into your regular season. And that still may change. They may name a captain next week before the regular season or whatever. But it's just weird, and I did not like it. And a lot of other fans didn't like it either.
I think it might be a little bit of what they said. Let's get a month into the season, see who the leader is, see who deserves that C. You know, I mean, we all know who we think probably should be the captain.
Yeah.
But, you know, we don't know how he is in the locker room or how that guy is off the ice. So yeah, it's different not having that C, but I guess you got to trust in them until there's no reason to trust anymore.
You're right, you do, and it's again we just know by what we see on TV, what we read about, and everything else. It's who knows. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
to have a hockey team of that stature not have a captain, and let's face it, being a captain in Detroit that's a pretty prestigious honor to have, and to go another year without name, because it was most of the year last year when Zetterberg retired. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And it just doesn't feel right.
Another piece of news that broke, I believe it was yesterday. Tuesday, which was you'll get this on Friday, I think. The Tuesday, Braden Point signed with the Lightning for 3 years, AAV of 6.75.
Yeah.
That's a little disappointing for Lightning or for Red Wings fans, because
it is, but we didn't have the cap space. We couldn't have done it, and it basically takes him off the market next year for the next 3 years.
Yep.
So unless you pull off a trade for him, which I guess that could always happen, and I guess to soften the blow for Wings fans, because I know he was high on my list, but realistically, it was never going to happen anyway because of the money. He had one big year, and let's not forget, he only had one big year. Granted, he's young. We all know what long-term contracts do, because they right, Holland.
Yeah.
So don't be too bent out of shape about it, because he had one good year, and then if you want to lock this guy up for a ton of money for a long time, that could bite you in the butt real quick.
One good year on a really good team too. That's different than to put it in football terms, Le'Veon Bell not really looking like Le'Veon Bell with the Jets.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I agree. It's like I said. When I read it, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of bummed about it, but whatever. It is what it is.
Well, you can't get every player.
No, you can't.
Otherwise, you'd be the Red Wings of the early 90s.
We used to be able to do that. That was that was late 90s, all through the 2000s. See, they did. They literally had a blank check until the salary cap hit, and then even in 2009. 2009? Yeah, I think 2008. Because the Penguins won it in 2009. That was the first year of the salary cap, and we won it. So
yep. Because you had that amnesty clause. You had
the grandfather clause.
You're allowed to take the biggest contract, and it didn't count against you until it ran out. So to make things work easier for people,
all the checks were already written, so it didn't count.
So what has made you the happiest? Meaning, what have you seen from the Red Wings in the preseason that you are most pleased about?
The one thing that I said a few weeks ago that I wanted to see was consistency. They're playing consistent hockey right now. In my eyes, there may be some people that disagree, but they're sitting there at 2-1-1. They've played consistent. They haven't made those mistakes time after time again. I really like the back end play on the defense has been better.
That's what I see as well.
More fluid passes coming out of the zone without the just errant turnovers, except for Eriksson. They're the way they've played on offense at times, looking like they're on the power play, but it's still even strength. A lot of really good passes, players knowing where each other's is going to be. They've done that, and I know all good hockey teams play that way, but they struggled doing that consistently last season and the season before. In this preseason, their offenses look like they've had their stuff together most of the time. They've had hiccups here and there. Everyone's going to, but I'm really happy with the way that the team has played as a whole, front end and back end, honestly.
Cool.
Goaltending has looked okay, but it's preseason. You're going to have hiccups here and there, but even though they lost, the other day, Howard looked fantastic in the 3-on-3 game, or the overtime game that they lost. Howard stood on his head for a good 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and he made some crazy saves that game should have been over in the first minute. So there's been a lot of good stuff that I've seen that's made me excited for this season.
The thing that I've seen that I am very happy about, and again, haven't seen a lot of it, but what I did see in the one game was they didn't give up a lot of the ridiculously easy shots to the opponent.
Right.
There's a lot of the the opposing offense is being contested in our zone, and I like that. I'm very happy to see that because that's where those cheesy, crappy give away a 2 points because you gave up a goal late in the game. I like to see that. What's disappointed you the most?
God, I can't even say the most, but Oliver Kasky hasn't looked great. I mean, he's looked good at times, but I mean, hearing about his reputation, over in Sweden or the league that he was playing in, how good he was, he doesn't so far look like that player that I naively assumed he was going to look right out of the jump because he's not 18 or 19 years old.
Right.
I think he's 22, 21, 22, so he's a little bit older, but honestly, coming over, playing in the United States, it's different than in the European leagues. That could all change. It's just, he's got to get accustomed to the NHL. He may still turn out just fine. Hockey's hockey, even if it's on a bigger or a smaller sheet of ice. The game's a little bit different over here than they play in Europe. I mean, outside of that, I can't even say many disappointments at all. I still think Eriksson is horrible, but I mean, that's been going on for years.
My biggest disappointment is that it's preseason.
Yeah.
And not regular season.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Another thing I've been really borderline excited about is the way that Rasmussen's played. He's taken quite a hit. There's quite a bit of fans if you go on the Facebook page or even on Twitter or anything like that really kind of rag on him a little bit. But he's right up there with Mantha, leading the team at 2 goals. And one of the goals that I saw him score he was in basically just at the top of the crease, and he made 1 or 2 different deke moves and just left the goalie looking at the clouds. That didn't even see what was going on, and it was impressive. I think Rasmussen has been a nice surprise in this preseason as well.
Agreed.
Hoping that continues.
Got a little bit of breaking news here. It doesn't necessarily concern the Wings, but it is NHL related. Cami Granado is going to become the NHL's first female pro scout and work with the new team in Seattle.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
That's as far as family bloodlines, I mean, you could look at the McCaffreys in the NFL with Hall of Famer Ed and Christian and Dylan at Michigan. The Granados, that's hockey bloodline right there.
That's Manning level right there.
That's a long historic family name in the NHL and hockey in general. So I mean, and she was great on Team USA. Good for her. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's really cool.
Do we know what the mascot name for Seattle is yet?
They have not said yet.
They haven't.
Give me some idea. What would you name the Seattle team? I mean, where do you go with that? Don't say Supersonics.
No, it won't be Supersonics. Well, I mean, typically you want a team name to reflect something around the area, which is
Storm Clouds,
Hailstorm. I don't know, because of the rain. I don't know. I don't know. It'll probably be something stupid like polar bears or the penguins. The
Seattle Storm is kind of cool, but you already have the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah,
so it's kind of too close to that. But I do like the sound of that.
It's something because of all the rain. Cloudburst, unicorns.
Yeah,
they could have rainbow jerseys.
No, sir, no, not in hockey. The NFL, sure, but not in hockey.
What if we just had the guys wear rainbow mouthpieces?
No,
okay,
pass.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they name.
It would be cool.
Vegas did a hell of a job. I love the Vegas
Golden Knights is solid.
I really, and I know that.
Should be the Vegas Empty Wallets, but Golden Knights we'll let them have a pass.
I really wish they would have been the Black Knights. I thought that would have been awesome.
None shall pass.
But they, that was in the running. But with Army already having Black Knights, and they were throwing a stink fit about it because of rights and all that stuff. Or the Vegas Blackjacks would have been sweet, which I thought would have been awesome. But the league was apparently against that because of gambling issues. Well, why'd you put a team in Vegas?
You're in Vegas. What else?
So now you're going to have the NFL and the NHL in Vegas, and you're worried about gambling association.
Why did you go to Vegas? Well, I like the shows.
They've got good buffets.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Seattle, that's a good. Maybe we'll throw that on the Twitter.
That would be awesome.
Well, if you could name the Seattle team, what would you name them? Maybe I'll throw that up as soon as we get done.
That's awesome.
I think that could be fun.
That could be fun.
But yeah,
maybe they'll listen to us.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. It's Red Wings hockey. People are listening on this wonderful Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Yes, sir.
I love the interaction we get on the Flick chat. app, and I'm sure that the talk on that will, with the Wings will go up once the season gets started.
I would like to say real quick, because we've been intermittent and spurs here, because it's been off season. We're probably most likely going to put an episode out a week unless we have an issue with, not having the time. But we have not done an episode since somebody became hitched with Sports Illustrated. And
oh yeah,
John,
that's right,
John. Congratulations, man! That is so awesome. Good for you.
That's
all
huge.
Your hard work has paid off. I personally am loving the articles that you're putting up. I enjoy them. I read them. It's really good content. Congratulations, and once again, thanks for the opportunity. But that's awesome, man.
It's just the only way it could have been better is if you would have went after the Wings.
Yeah.
But hey, that's just me. No, but seriously, that's awesome, John. Congrats. But yeah, we are going to do an episode every week when the season gets kicked off, because there's going to be a lot of hockey to talk about. Next week, actually, we're going to do our season preview. So we're going to go through the divisions, look at the league in general, but mainly focus on our division and how we think the Wings are going to do and what the outlook is for the season. Plus, by that time, we'll have a better idea of who's going to be on this team, and the team that they're going to go forward with will give us a little better idea and see the people that made it, maybe the people that didn't, surprises, not surprises, and maybe we'll have a captain by then. I doubt it, but it would be nice. But yeah, we'll definitely get the season kicked off next week and have our big season preview. And let's just hope to see some good hockey. We got 4 games left, and get this party started.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, get it started.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will be back next week. Go Wings.